Let's start with what is planning? Why is it important? Why would we even care about spending so much time and effort on planning?
So planning in agentic systems is basically the process of structuring step-by-step actions over time to achieve some goal, often under conditions of some uncertainty. Why is that important? Well, if you're looking to interact with agentic systems in a way that achieves your goals as an end user, you want the agentic system to have some ability, and the ability to plan kind of becomes more important as those goals become more complex.
Support for tool calling. You can do complex tasks, but to do those complex tasks, you need to be able to do planning. You need to be able to think step by step and perform those actions step by step. And based on the responses of those actions, you want to take probably a different path of actions.
Let's dig into that distinction a little bit. In your minds, do you think there's a finer distinction between planning and reasoning? If so, what are the different roles of planning and reasoning in an agentic system?
So I think reasoning is one kind of core component of planning in an agentic system. And reasoning operates over kind of, various other inputs to the agentic system. The other inputs might be, goals, maybe expressed by the prompt that the user gives to the system, or maybe given internally as subcomponents.
Let's talk about the interaction of planning with some of these kind of other considerations in an agentic system. What do you think is the interaction between planning and memory? And what are the cool things you can do when you try to bring those two together?
I think there are maybe two systems of memory that planning interacts with. There's the kind of short-term memory of keeping track of recent actions and partial plans. And that in our system is kind of internal to the planner. But then there's also long-term memory, right? Accumulating knowledge of, what has worked and what has failed in previous attempts. And also the kind of domain knowledge about the particular domains you're working with that needs to be taken into account by the planner.
It's really hard to tell the, LLM, what is the exact kind of context you should send to other agents. So if it's just a tool call, then we do have, a specific set of inputs and their types, data types. So that this problem doesn't happen over there. But if you are speaking to a sub-agent which expects natural text instructions, then this problem appears where sometimes the central LLM doesn't share the most relevant information to the sub-agent.
Rakib, Jeremy, thanks for a very stimulating discussion. And thanks to everyone who tuned in live. Thanks, everyone. And we will see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Have a good one.